If you're listening to this, maybe it's already too late. Maybe you're like I was, curious, brave, or just foolish. But now you've stepped into the woods with me. Into the place where it all began. My name is Mark Carmody. My father was Laird Carmody, yes, that Carmody. The famous writer. The man who made millions with his books. But what the world doesn't know, what I'm going to tell you, is that his success didn't come from talent. Or hard work. It came from something else. Something dark. He made a deal. With something that does not live. And now, I think it's coming for me. My father grew up in a tiny town in Maine. Harlow. Dirt roads. One store. Everyone knew each other, and nothing ever changed. He had a best friend, Dave Laverdier. But everyone just called him Butch. They hunted together. Worked together. Laughed like brothers. They were poor. Simple men. They fixed cars. They ran the town dump. But they dreamed. My dad wrote stories. Butch painted silly little pictures on fences. Then, one year, everything changed. My father published a book. It became a bestseller. Then another. And another. Butch. He started painting, real paintings. Powerful ones. People paid millions for them. From poor countrymen, to legends. Almost overnight. It made no sense. Not to me. Not to anyone. And when I asked my father, he always said, "We just got lucky, Marky." But I didn't believe him. Because of what happened in 1978. That was the year of the hunting trip. The trip that changed them forever. My mother told me, when they came back, they looked pale. Shaken. Like they'd seen a ghost. When I asked my father about it, he said, they got lost. But the way he said it. It felt like a lie. When my father died, I was the one who went through his things. His room. His books. His desk. There was a drawer at the bottom. Locked. He'd given me the key years ago. Said to open it only if he didn't come back. Inside were notebooks. 12 of them. Each filled with strange writing. But they weren't novels. They were something else. His handwriting changed. Like he was scared while writing. Some pages had big scratches, like he wanted to tear the words out. And under the notebooks, a photo. My father and Butch, standing in front of a small cabin in the woods. They looked young. Smiling. But the trees behind them, bent the wrong way. Like they were leaning toward them. On the back of the photo, one line, "Day before the pact." I didn't know what it meant. Not yet. 2 weeks later, I went to the woods. I found the old path. Overgrown. Half buried in dirt and moss. The bridge my father and Butch had crossed, it was gone. Only broken wood and rusted nails. But I crossed the stream. Walked the path. Found the clearing. And there it was. The cabin. Rotten. Falling apart. But still standing. Like it was waiting for me. Inside, it was cold. Dark. But the fireplace still stood. In the ashes. I found a bottle of Jack Daniels. And next to it, a bullet. Wrapped in paper. The paper read, "In case it follows." In case what follows? The last notebook told the story. My father wrote about that hunting trip in 1978. Their last one. It rained. The woods were quiet. Too quiet. Then, on the third night, something came to the cabin. It didn't knock. It didn't speak out loud. But they heard it. "I will give you talent," it said. You will paint what the world remembers. You will write what it cannot forget. All I ask is fear. They didn't ask questions. They didn't run. They said, yes. After that, they weren't the same. Butch painted with a wild hand. His eyes were always red. He never slept. My father wrote like a man possessed. He could go days without eating. His hands shook. But the stories were brilliant. People said they were geniuses. But they had given something up. And the thing they gave it to wasn't done with them. Years later, I saw one of Butch's paintings. A little boy sitting in a chair. But his face was missing. The background was dark. But not black, moving. Like something lived inside it. The hands of the boy were too long. His legs were twisted. The shadows around him smiled. People loved it. Paid millions. One critic called it a window into madness. He killed himself a month later. A woman named Ruth Crawford tried to write about them. She was a reporter. Wanted to know the truth. She came to our house. Asked questions. My father refused. But she wouldn't give up. So one day, he offered her a deal. 3 questions, he said. Ask wisely. She asked about Butch. About their friendship. About their time in the woods. And for each answer, he told her pieces of the truth. But when she asked the final question, what really happened? He said, we were just 2 talented bastards. Leave it at that. But the truth is, they didn't trade fear for talent. They traded their souls for silence. The thing in the woods, it doesn't want followers. It wants mystery. Every question feeds it. Every curious eye brings it closer. When my father died, he left the door open. And now, it's coming through. 3 nights ago, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. The room was cold. Too cold. My window was open. And outside, in the dark, it waited. It was tall. Thin. Its face was nothing. Just black. Like ink floating in the air. And in my father's voice, it said, don't speak. Don't let them know. But I already have. I'm telling you. This morning, I found a note on my desk. My door was locked. No one came in. The note said, 1 word. 1 story. 1 yes. And it will be yours too. Do you see now? It gives gifts. But takes more than it gives. My father gave it fear. Butch gave it dreams. And now, it wants me. And maybe, it wants you. If you hear something at your window tonight, don't look. If you feel something watching from the trees, don't ask. If you see a notebook on your desk, blank and waiting, don't write. Because now, it knows your name too.